What's up, guys? It's your boy Amatim once again. It's been a minute on the channel, so this time I come to you bearing very good news, and stick around to find out. If you're interested in filmmaking, then you've ever been in a situation where you watch a movie, for instance, and you see this amazing look, like Christopher Nolan kind of look, very intense, very cinematic and very filmic. And you get so inspired that you instantly want to create such a look, and you end up going online looking for lads, like hoping that they are going to save your footage. And then you end up getting so frustrated and all. I have been in such a situation, many times before, but this time I got something that I wish I stumbled upon earlier. This software, it's a life changer. I'm gonna show you this software, and the good thing about it is it works with any editing software. If you're a Premiere Pro user, DaVinci Resolve or Final Cut, works with this software perfectly. And the best part of it is it also works with your iPhone. Today I'm actually going to show you this software on your phone, literally. I'll be using my iPhone 14 Pro Max, but this should be able to work in any iPhone. Let's get right into it. So the app that I'm talking about is called Dehancer, Dehancer, and you can get this app on the App Store on iPhone. Just go to the App Store and you're going to search for Dehancer, as you see right here, Dehancer, and it's gonna be the first app that will show up. Once you download the app for the first time, in this page right here, you're going to find an option to download some film profiles, and I already did that, but once you download the app, that's what you're gonna see right there. After downloading the film profiles, you're gonna see something like this. So I've already been using the app, as I told you, and you can click here, open photo and video. It will ask you for some permission to access your photos. So let's get into the app and see exactly what you get once you download this app. I've been shooting some fashion reels with a model. We are just going to use one of them as an example. Let's use this one right here. This is the footage that we have. This was shot on Canon R6. My settings are Canon C-Log3, and I used the 100 frames per second setting. It's very flat. So in the app, this is the interface. As you can see, your video is up here, and down here you get presets are kind of some predetermined film looks that you can just apply with one click. But since this was shot on log, I want to show you something really cool about this app. So you go to edit, and then down here you're going to scroll all the way to source, then click this source button, and as you can see right here, this app gives you conversion LUTs to almost any camera you can think about. Mine was shot in the R6, and you can see right here the R6 C-Log3, and I was using the Cinema Gamut. So I'm just gonna click it, and just like that, it's already converted. So when I'm shooting in log, I like to overexpose my footage a little bit. As you can see, it appears really overexposed, but that is by design. The first thing that I'll do, I will drag down the exposure compensation slider just to bring it down a little bit up to that point. Tone down the temperature a little bit, and I'm gonna up the tint a little bit just to make sure those skin tones look a little bit natural. To see the original footage, you can just hold onto the screen, and you'll be able to preview the original, and you can see this is before and that's after. By just applying a few sliders, we get this drastic change. This will help you to normalize your footage if it was shot in log. All these are conversion LUTs for as many cameras as you can think about, which is so cool, just having this at the palm of your hands. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to create that filmic look. Down here, you have a couple of options, actually a lot of options that are very related to film. You're going to go to film, and here you'll find a lot of film presets that this app offers. You're just gonna go with what looks best in your eye. So let's say I'm gonna go with this Agfa Color 100 for this video. So as in my usage of this app, I realized that the best thing usually is to set the film print first before doing the rest of the edits. So you have a couple of options. There's linear, there is the Kodak Endura glossy paper, the famous Fujifilm 3513 film print, and the infamous Kodak 2383 film stock. So I'm gonna go with the Kodak Endura, the glossy paper. At the film print section, you can still dial up your exposures a little bit. I turned mine down just a tad, make it a bit more contrasty, and you can turn up this tonal contrast. The tonal contrast slider is it's a nice way of adding very organic contrast to your image. And color density is it's very interesting way of adding saturation to the image. It's not really saturated. It adds density to non-skin tone colors in a very natural way. So find your nice spot. So once I do that, you can check out these other options. There's the developer option where you can add some more contrast, gamma correction. You can even do this color boost section is more like saturation compared to the one in the print section. This color boost acts more as a normal saturation slider would do. So there is a compression part. You can play with this a bit. You can adjust the tonal range. You can adjust the color density again. You can change your white point. There's the expand. Here you can control your black point. If you want to have that lifted shadows kind of look, just drag down this black point part. If you want it to be more contrast, you can drag it up. So for mine, I leave it around here. That looks good around there. You can drag the white point slider down or up. I've come to realize that dragging it down creates a bit of a very interesting contrast. The image just appears brighter, which is nice, especially if it was shot outside in the sun. And we've already seen the print section, so you can go to the color head. Here it's more like the color balance as panel in Lightroom, where you can dial in yellow versus blue. If you want to have that fine-tuning of their colors. Play with these sliders according to your liking. Okay, that looks interesting. Okay, and then the film grain. So this is actually the part that we've all come to associate with film, or that organic look that you see in a lot of movies. So we have a lot of presets here. You can choose 35mm film with ISO 250. The higher the ISO number is, the higher the amount of grain, and the lower obviously is low, but you can also put it in custom, which I like to do. I like having mine in custom, and I drag the amount slider almost all the way down, and reduce the size because I try to go for a very clean look. And the resolution as well, shadows. So and I like to turn my color all the way down because I want to have like a monochromatic grain. Elation is that, you know, that classic highlight that you get around contrast edges, that, you know, it's a characteristic of film. And for this part, unless you have like nice highlights, it won't show up probably too well in this video. But if you have, you know, lights or something like that, it's usually very nice. So I'd put mine in custom, and I realized that this global diffusion kind of creates a red hue over the image, so I usually just bring it all the way down. And this local diffusion is what actually makes the biggest difference in my opinion, or in my usage. Then there's bloom. Bloom is that softness, that glow that appears around the edges. It's very characteristic of film, and this will generally just make your video appear much softer. Then there's a vignetting, as that is the black kind of frame that we are used to seeing in a lot of film. And film damage, of course, film damage is where you're going to have like dirt and hairs and all those imperfections of films that we are used to associating with the cinematic look. So you can use these presets, or you can go in and dial on your own. There's the overscan, which I rarely use, but it can create a nice effect if you want to. Film breath as well, and gate weave. So once you're satisfied with your corrections, you can, like I said, hold on to the image to see the before and after. As you can see, I've really transformed this image from, you know, just flat and pretty bad looking to something very subtle and very quite cinematic. Okay, so once you're satisfied with the edits that you've made on this app, I'll show you how you can export your video. You're going to click this button, the export button, and you'll get this export video quality option. I'll just go to the highest frame rate, which is 25 frames per second for this video, and I'm just gonna leave it at 80 Mbps. It's quite high, but if you're doing YouTube, you can maybe do around 40 Mbps, that's fine. For this specific video, I'll just use 80 Mbps, then confirm, and your video will start exporting. You'll see the remaining time. So overall, my take on this app has been, it's obviously a life-changing app. I wish I discovered it sooner. What I can say is maybe I wish they had a bit more generic video manipulation tools like the HSL sliders or the curves adjustment tools, the regular controls that we are all used to from these other softwares. At least for the phone version, you can still achieve the same look using the controls that are in this app, but if Dehancer is watching this video, and that would be my takeaway, like it would be nice to at least have some of the generic controls that you're used to having, and even maybe something like trimming function to be able to trim a video from the start to the end, because sometimes our videos from the Photos app are not really trimmed, and this app does not allow us to trim. Apart from that, I'd say this app is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's a very useful app. I've used it a lot. I used it on my social media posts. I've used it on client work, and it's a really amazing app. So go check out the Dehancer app on App Store. If you are on bigger editing softwares like DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut, Premiere Pro, you can also go to dehancerpro.com and you will be able to find the Dehancer Pro plugin there. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you found this helpful.